Welcome. Today we're going to be taking a look at Munchkin Ducktales. This is a 3 to 6 player card drafting hand management adventure game where you take the role of one of the characters from DuckTales. You will be kicking in doors or vaults, fighting monsters or evil characters, and gaining treasures, trying to become the richest duck in Duckburg. How do you become the richest duck in Duckburg and win the game? By being the first player to reach level 10. Now that we know what the winning condition is, let's take a look at the components, setup, and how gameplay works in Munchkin Ducktales Woo! Now let's take a look at the components. Roll cards, trackers, die, door or vault cards, treasure cards, and finally your rule book. Now let's take a look at the setup. We're going to be setting this up for a 3-player game which takes 5 steps. Step 1, each player receives a roll card. At random, each player will receive a roll card and place it in their player area. Step 2, place a level tracker. You'll place a level tracker on 1 on your roll card. Step 3, separate, shuffle, and place cards. Separate the cards into door or vault and treasure decks based on the back of the card. Shuffle each stack and place them in the center of the play area. Step 4, draw your starting hand. Each player will get 4 door or vault cards and 4 treasure cards. Step 5, place the die and select the starting player. You'll place the die in the center of the play area and at random select a starting player. For this game, Scrooge McDuck will be our starting player. Now let's take a look at the gameplay. A game consists of a number of player turns until a player reaches level 10. A player's turn consists of, at most, 3 phases. Kick open the door or vault, look for trouble or loot, and charity. Now let's look at each in detail. Before going into phase 1, you want to make sure that you equip and arrange your cards the way you want. When you are equipping and arranging your cards, you can have at most 1 ally, 1 headgear, 1 body armor, 1 footgear, 2 one-hand weapons or 1 two-hand weapon, 1 vehicle, and 1 class. Unless you have the Super Munchkin card. So in this case, Scrooge chose to become a treasure hunter class and the magic lamp as the 2-handed item. Now we go to phase 1. Kick open the door or vault. You'll draw the top door or vault card and play it face up. If it is a monster or evil character card, you must fight it. If it is a curse, it applies to you immediately, and any other card can go into your hand or be played immediately. In this case, it was a curse, where Scrooge would lose his headgear, but he does not have any. Now that we've resolved phase 1, we move to phase 2. Phase 2 only takes place if you do not fight a monster or evil character during phase 1. Phase 2, look for trouble or loot the room. During this phase, you may choose one of the 2 options. Look for trouble, where you play a monster or evil character card from your hand and combat that card, or loot the room, where you draw another door or vault card face down from the stack and save it for later, or play the class or ally card immediately. So in this case, Scrooge chose to loot the room. Then we move to phase 3, charity. You may play curses, sell items, or play items, down to your hand limit of 5. If you can't and do not want to play the excess cards, then give them to the lowest player or divide them up if players are tied. So in this case, Scrooge discarded his class, played a new class, and an item card, and his hand is down to 5. Then it would be the next player's turn. So in this case, Launchpad arranged and equipped his cards. Phase 1, he did not draw a monster or evil character, and since it wasn't a curse, he chose to place it in his hand. Then in phase 2, Launchpad chose to look for trouble. So he played a monster or evil character card from his hand. Now he has combat. Combat. This is where you compare your strength to the monster or evil character's strength. And if yours is greater, you will win, gain treasures, and a level. If you have less than or equal to the monster's strength and nobody helps you, or even when they help you, you must run away. You and anyone who helped you would have to roll a die. If you get a 5 or greater, the runaway is successful. If less than 5, then the bad stuff written on the card happens to you or the players who chose to help you if they do not get a 5 or higher. So in this case, Launchpad is fighting a level 2 monster or evil character. It is at this point that other players can play modifiers from their hands. Since neither of our players decided to play any modifiers, Launchpad would compare his strength to the monster or evil character's strength. So he would take his 1, +2, +2, +2. So since the character card gave Launchpad a +1 for his ally equipped, Launchpad has 8 and the monster has 2. So Launchpad would defeat the monster. He would then gain 1 treasure, indicated in the bottom right of the card, and he would go up 1 level. If your character dies in the game, you will lose all of your stuff. You will keep your class and your level, and you will lay out your hand, and in level order, players will choose one card, and if players are tied in levels, they will roll a die. After your turn, you are no longer dead, and when it is your next turn, you will draw 4 face-down cards from each deck. Player turns will continue until a player reaches level 10. When a player reaches level 10, they are the richest duck in Duckburg and win Munchkin Ducktales.